Now, let's start with RNG's journey. Here we go. Display capture. The gap between LCK and LPL. In terms of depth of talent, there is more depth of talent in the LCK than there is in the LPL. Other way around. There is more in the LPL than there is in the LCK. We have more teams. It's more competitive. This is a good time as well. If anyone didn't watch the LPL for spring, I can give you a bit of a wrap-up. Yeah, we do have good teams. I think our top 6 were great. WE maybe on the outskirts a little bit, but our top 6 were great. Right? JDG, top esports, again, that A+, you know, those teams. S tier, I think, were these 3, especially since FBX came alive. Maybe WE's like an A, an A-, and then we drop off a little bit into the B+. Yeah, LNG maybe. I think LNG for me were like fucking LNG and IG in the end, dude, were like B-. Top 8 in LPL spring can all contend for the 4 seeds at Worlds. Yeah. Yeah, I think players feel the same about MSI and Worlds. I mean, maybe we should talk to some of them. Shock said it's already confirmed that LCK and LPL get 4 seeds. Oh. Well then. JDG and WE in the list. I know, you hate them. Almost had a heart attack till my... Oh, Hoyt, dude. As an LPL caster, I'm not a traitor, you know? I'm not a traitor. Where's the JDG delusion coming from? They're a good team, bro. Zoom's laning is like top 2 in the league. He's the best. He's one of the best top laners. Like, come on. And I love Lumao. Lumao's a nice guy. I think Suiting should be considered above JDG and WE. Well... Yama, I think... Yeah, I mean, actually, I can go for that this split. I can go for that. I was really concerned when they lost Sword Art. On got better, but he was nowhere near Sword Art. Okay, Nuguri, and 369 were the top 2 top laners. Top 3. Alright? Now, Zoom and a bunch of fucking barrels. Dude, that's never gonna get old, is it? Holy shit. Everyone, like, the new insult in League of Legends has to be... this team's a bunch of fucking barrels. And it works so well. Right. We got a lot bigger. Maybe I'm okay with that. Can you guys see everything? You're gonna lose a little bit of the side, but that's fine. You're not missing much. Every region's gonna have one team in the play-ins. Does the last year JDG have Korean macro narrative still apply? This split, I don't feel like JDG were that clean. I think last year, yes. They obviously flopped at Worlds, and that was the biggest upset. That was the biggest upset for me because JDG should have been fucking good. And then they went to Worlds, and they looked like a bunch of barrels. See, it works. Every context. God, I hope VCSR. Dude, I mean, as Sword Art, you'd be sitting there going, I don't care, I don't even make it a Worlds, bro. MSI. Fuck it, I'm on 6 mil. I'm on 6 mil, who cares? Alright, so... RNG, the regular season, finished first, right? This is their story. If you've ever watched, you know, Law and Order, this is a bit of Law and Order for you. How's that music going? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's cracking, isn't it? They fit the Worlds meta so well. True. LEC 3rd seed into groups if VCS can attend. Oh, thank you, Freako, for the information. Hate on Beryl all you want, but it was Ghost who hit that blast cone. Ghost is a traitor, though. There's a difference. Well, actually, no. I mean, they were both griefing, Wev. They were both griefing in that fucking series, first mad. Holy shit. I wonder if PSG will stop C9. Oh, God. If JDG do anything substantial, then the match fixing has reached new levels. Well, Miracu, I know you love JDG. Let's see how VCS go. All right, let's start. RNG finished the regular season really strong. A team like RNG, like, they were so good. So, in the regular season of LPL, what they did really well, and obviously it changed because of things like meta, and especially when Xiaohu moved into top lane role better, is RNG was so good at flexing around with their drafts. Now, in the early stages when Xiaohu went top, we'd see things like Orianna, we'd see the Ryze top, like we would see these unconventional picks that would roam, that would create flexibility within the drafts. And I just love that we were looking at a team that was like, yeah, we're going to play Ori top. Or Xiaohu is not always going to play something conventional. Or he'd just go on the Gnar, right? No, I do think there is a massive gap between EU and NA. And you're right, people can have their opinions. But RNG were like, Wei and Xiaohu were the best two players in this team. Krine was like a stagnant mid lane mage who he always looked like the weakest man on that roster. And then Gala and Ming had decent laning phases, but you know, it was all about Xiaohu and Wei. And so as we went into playoffs, RNG were favored. They were first seed. They locked themselves in to what is here on this side of the screen. You can see double elimination, right? Double elimination on the right side of the screen. And that double elimination was like a safe haven. RNG got there. FPX were on a tear. They destroyed Rare Atom. They destroyed FPX. They 3-0'd RNG. And then RNG 3-2s against Top Esports. I remember these series. These were banging series. If you guys can't remember, you might be in luck. RNG versus FPX. No, RNG versus TS. Was it game 5? Was that the base? Was that the base race? Was it this? Did they int? I know you guys can only see a portion of the screen, but yeah. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, and so they kill Xiaohu, right? But they can't get the job done. And then for some reason, do they turn around or does Wei just run into them? Wei just comes up, runs, bear slaps him. And then they get the engage. And they had Elder from before. And then Top Esports get absolutely aced. And this is game 5. And it's not over, but RNG on the Baron. Krine sends him into the pit. Which was fucking dangerous, by the way. You tilted just rewatching this. Ooh, Shielder, I know. And then they're going for Elder while it's a TP play in the back of the base, right? And Xiaohu and Krine are going in. Everyone's all in onto the Nexus. 369's there. Shurima shuffle the flash away onto the Nexus. Xiaohu double touches everything. Dude, that was Pog. That was so Pog. That was so fucking great. I remember sitting there watching that like, holy shit, Top Esports unlucky. Unlucky. And so they only managed to get through with a sick backdoor. Such a circle jerk. Dude, everything's circle jerk. I get from... Hang on. PCS... Hoyt Hopper's right. PCS, apart from Talon, is not that great. Ask Clement. Dude, Krine just grouped next to Xiaohu for no reason. Dude, Krine, again, was the weakest part of RNG. I said it. And then against EDG, right? Did it happen? I can't remember how RNG versus EDG ended. Did I cast this?
I was hoping for a little...
No. How did this end? This one was a stomp, wasn't it? No. This was reasonably close, but I feel like RNG was obviously still going to win it. So, when I yelled bitch on the broadcast, it was so hype. I got in a lot of trouble for that. However, if you notice, casters have started... It started being a little bit more, you know, teen / you know, young adult appropriate, right? A little bit more swearing going on in League of Legends esports casters these days. And, you know, I don't want to... Like, you know, I admit I was wrong with what I said, but yeah, I kind of let it go to me. Yeah, he said, he's like, holy shit. And I was like, my man. My man. Should be able to make it through play-in. You think beyond? Okay, fair enough. I mean, Frigga, that's good. Like, dude, again, you know, Clement's they make a pick. Clement told me that, you know, PCS, unfortunately, yeah, there's a huge gap between Tal and everyone else, and so, like, RNG had some very close games, you know, is what we're saying. RNG had some very close games, and then the finals versus FPX, they slammed. FPX didn't look great at all, and it was kind of a meager finals. And so, when we went to MSI, when RNG went to MSI, I was like, I don't know how this team's going to go, because earlier in playoffs against FPX, they didn't look great. They kind of fumbled. They had some really close calls. The finals was great, but is that the RNG we're going to see? And the beauty is, I mean, you know, we got shades of RNG that were a little bit inty, but we did it. Now, same with Flash Wolves compared to when they dominated LMS. Kobe also said bullshit on broadcast. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a meme. Fam streamed Travis Hard when he didn't think G2 was the best team coming into 2019 Worlds. Dude, yeah, Lof, I agree. Victor is just toxic, bro. I hate toxic. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lof, for the follow. Second of all, thank God we didn't see Victor. Not toxic, he's just boring. Victor's so boring. Why are Americans so weird about swearing? Hang on 1 second. 1 second. Someone's at the door.
Thank you.
Somebody got locked out. We're okay. Resident Evil 4 Pog. Holy shit, it's such a great game. WE being top tier if they have a new mid ADC. I've heard talks of Mole apparently going to WE. Happens once in a while. Non-sexual nudity. Yeah. I mean, look. At the end of the day, casters are professionals. It doesn't help when there aren't many good Victor players in MSI, yeah. But I just have gripes with Victor players. So if anyone doesn't know, what we're gonna go through is just remind you like where these players came from. Something that's super easy to track. We go through Leaguepedia, and then anything I know along the way I can tell you from my research, from either being there or knowing the region. Where, okay, I don't know this far back, right? Like, I don't know these players back. Started playing with Let Me in his first LPL split. And this was Gamty. Now, Gamty from memory. Anyone knows anything to fill in the gaps, feel free. Yeah. So, went into relegation, but qualified, knocked out Starhorn Royal. Because there was a period where Starhorn was not great. And he came in and he joined RNG in the next split, right? Let Me still on the team. Or following him, rather. With MLXG. And also Lay, lol. I don't know if anyone remembers, but Lay went on to... Was it V5 in the really poor parts of the split? No, it was Rogue Warriors. Lay wasn't great. Bit of a throwback, yeah. Imagine doing this without Kelsey Moser, true. Just easier to flow by myself, I think. I mean, Kelsey's smurfing, but yeah. LOL fandom is just, bloody Game Peter is just great, bro. Game Peter is great. Yeah. Is Bo going to be off suspension? Apparently mid-split, as Dat said, yeah. So for Xiaohu, just remember, like, this guy has been the legacy RNG player. Remember, back here, we don't have Ming on the roster. Before Ming, it was Mata. Ming joins in 2017 spring. So, Xiaohu, to join when he joined RNG, this was a split, by the way. This is when Uzi went around, and I'm not sure, was it 2015 summer where Uzi went to OMG? No, back. 2014 to 2015, yes. Okay. OMG, and then he went to QG for a little bit. And then Newbie, I think he joined... Oh, I can't remember the story there. No, that's because he was on QG, and then QG became Newbie, and then he left and he joined back on RNG. Ew, Mata? What do you mean, ew? Feel free if anyone correct me if I'm making any mistakes. But yeah, we had MLXG on this roster. But think like if you talk about RNG, this 2-time MSI Champion team, it actually stands for, oh my god, it does. The franchise player left on this team is Xiaohu. He's been there for 6 years now. Xiaohu has never changed organizations. Ever. He has changed roles. But he has not changed organizations since 2015 summer. Played with MLXG. Played with Let Me. Right? We all remember this roster. I mean, MLXG stayed on the roster. Let Me... Can't remember where he went. Have a quick check. Let's just get context. He went down into... This is when Starhorn Royal Club... This is when it was the LDL team, if I'm not mistaken. And then he came back to RNG at the end of the year. Okay. Just give you more context around the players. QG could have been a great team, agreed. Xiao was on the GT and MLXG was on King. And they both joined RNG in 2016. Thank you to DL and AOZ. And so, he's been on this team for the longest time. MLXG's played with... Remember that Uzi came back to the team. And, like, this team was already winning when we had Insec on it. MLXG. Name, remember, was on this team with Marta Bot. Looper in the top lane. Like, huge names he's played with. First. 2016 summer. This is kind of when the rivalry with the EDG begun as well. You know, 2015 summer, they're trying to get back in. Remember spring promotion there as well. And then this is when the true rivalry with EDG really started. EDG. You know, they were the biggest opponent. And then for Xiaohu, first Worlds. First MSI in 2016. Top 4, defeated by SKT. We also had Fly as a coach. Important to know. Is it a crime to eat ramen at 8:30? It's not. He's overmatched in LPL. I mean, Cast is a great jungler. And so, we have our first Worlds for Xiaohu in 2016. As well as his first MSI in 2016. Okay. Decent performances. Remember, Uzi's on this roster as well. I briefly remember this Worlds. But both knocked out by SKT. Internationally, RNG had a huge rivalry with SKT from these couple of years. I mean, sure, it's only three times, but look, each time, SKT. And remember, 2013, was it? No, 2014 was Samsung White. Was 2013 Royal Club versus SKT? Is Uzi the GOAT? He is. Uzi's the greatest LPL player of all time. I don't care if people say Clear Love. I think it's Uzi. Yeah, Uzi vs Deft is a hype matchup. Yeah, I mean, LPL just has all resources, right? Scrim with Korea, scrim with PCS if they wanted, like. So, yeah, so this growing matchup between SKT and RNG, Xiaohu in the middle of it as well. And we have Spring. Look at the success continuing here on this team. And Xiaohu was still playing with the same players. Ming joins in 2017 spring, 2 years after Xiaohu joined this team. And you know the beauty is, like, Ming is now, you know, the second longest standing member, but the beauty is just that Xiaohu has been there an extra 2 years over him. They should scrim with Europe. But rough spin, where do you... Not that I expect you to break it down slot by slot. Where do you rate Caster and LPL in a... I would still put Caster top tier. That's the thing. It's really hard because I don't think this was Caster's split. I think Caster's great at full-on ganking junglers. Like, I don't think, like... I think early gank... Like, we talk Zac Sejuani meta. What do I expect Caster? Like Lee Sin. Like, champions that can... early gank, sacrifice jungle, and propel lanes. Caster, to put it nicely, is like a dog to his lanes. Caster is top tier. Caster is like a dog to his lanes, and that's not an insult. Caster is drawn to his lanes because that's his style of gameplay. Caster plays for his solo lanes, and this top esports is perfect for that. But is the meta right? You know? So, Do I think FPX with Bo will win Summer? I think FPX with Bo can be top 3. I'm not sure. I think they will go to Worlds if Bo comes back and he's as great as he was when he left. Is an underestimated advantage? Agree. I mean, I love best of 3s. Best of 3s are amazing. I do not like best of 1s. Best of 3 gives a story. Best of 3 gives teams advantage, like potential to outplay, change sides, change drafts. Like best of 1, that's it. It's done. Oh, we lost to G2 this week. Well, we kind of entered draft and we get no second chance. I want another 16 kill Olaf. That was a beast of a game. Bo is apparently back in the middle of summer. Waffle. Caster at Worlds last year was a rock. In a positive way, right? Middle of week 5, as LP says. So Xiao's been on this team for a long time. Ming's joined in, and as we know, Uzi stayed on up until he retired. Then Betty came in. It wasn't as successful. So he's been through so many different iterations of RNG. The starting phase of getting back into the LPL after they were demoted out as Royal Club, became RNG, had the success in 2016, 17, and then the big year of 2018 he was a part of. Where, remember that RNG in 2018, it started in spring, right? Okay, only third, but first in spring playoffs. Won MSI against Kingzone. Won Rift Rivals in Game 5 against the LCK. Summer second, but came first in another grand final. This team had the Grand Slam, and then EU happened. And then G2 happened. RNG had the perfect year possible. Now, you could say it could get more perfect with regular season finish, but they were on the Grand Slam. They had both LPL titles. They had Rift Rivals. They had Asia Games as well that happened. They almost had Worlds. If RNG won Worlds, they would have done what no team has ever done, right? And pick up the Grand Slam. Not even SKT's done that. Not even SKT has done that. Like, Regionals, Worlds, Spring Playoffs, okay, Summer. Maybe SKT's done that. No, they didn't win MSI. They didn't win MSI against EDG. If they beat EDG, they would have done it. Spring, MSI, Summer, no. But won Worlds. Didn't win Summer though. Spring, MSI. Didn't win Worlds. Yeah. So not even SKT's done that. The Worlds meta was really unfortunate for RNG. That Worlds. The 2018, yeah. Cream of the crap. Freako, you're so kind. Okay, well, we'll see how they go in summer. Yeah, I mean, look. I don't think the international qualifier, like IWCQ or IWCI, whatever, wasn't a great tournament. But the concept was better because, like, all these wildcard regions coming through and versing, RNG or whatever. It's just like these games are so one-sided. It's not entertaining to watch. SKT almost. Look at this. Right? Sure. Technically here. Look at this. 2015. Almost. They got spring playoffs. They got summer. They got Worlds. But second at MSI. If they beat EDG, they have the Grand Slam. So, SKT are kind of like RNG, where RNG almost had that Grand Slam as well. Just didn't get Worlds. And so Xiaohu's been on this team now for 6 years. As a top laner. Now, he changed positions. This is his first ever split as a top laner. And he's done so well. And he's become a top 2 top laner in the league. Why are there no BR3s in other regions? I think it was something about audience and viewership and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Now, let's talk about Wei. Because Xiaohu and Ming are going to have the RNG history. But you might not know that Wei actually came from Young Miracles. Now, this is PDD's team who also owns E-Star. And you also know that XLB, who was their previous jungler, was actually in this team. Now, the beauty of this is, like, Xiaolong Bao actually kind of replaced Wei in the LDL. And Wei got into the LPL on E-Star. And yes, they made their playoffs in their first split. We'll talk about that in a second. But he was replaced by Xiaolong Bao. which is also a dumpling. I went to Nanxiang in Shanghai. It's very nice. Good dumplings. And the funny thing is in 2020 with XLB, RNG had some of their worst performances. And XLB, like Xiaolongbao, was not playing great. I think it was NEST or was it? No, it was Demacia Cup. And RNG looked so good. RNG looks so damn good, dude. Wasn't that one? Start of the year. And then towards the year, they progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse until Xiaolongbao, I mean, he's no longer on the team. I actually don't know what he's doing now. Is he still... Is he sub? Sub jungler. Sub jungler, but he's not who they took to Worlds. So... we'll see what happens with Europe. Yeah, he's still contracted to RNG. The beauty of this is that Xiaolongbao replaced Wei in LDL 2019 Spring, the developmental league, the secondary league, the challenger scene, right? On Young Miracles. He went to RNG, and then his replacement, he got replaced by Wei. So it's like, hey man, eat them apples. You know? That's great. I mean, Wei took over his job. And, you know, Wei's come a long way. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Started in Young Miracles, was there for a while. Played with Cryan, by the way, quite a bit. You know, Rat and Alu, who went over to E-Stars at some point. RNG stream contract ends 2024 end of year, yeah. And from there, he came into E-Star. Now, if you don't remember E-Star, he and Cryan were on this team together. Wink was also there, who's now on IG. Xiaoxi, who was fantastic at that point as well, was also there. And in their first ever split, E-Star actually got playoffs. They got knocked out by WE, but they still made playoffs. With Xiaobai, who is also, you know, the RNG sub-top laner who played at Worlds. And from there, success. You know? Okay, E-Star were crap in summer. Sure, they were second last. But coming back, he then joined RNG, and in his first split in spring, I mean, there you go. The rest is history. The thing you've got to remember that Wei is a bit of a prodigy who, in E-Star, in his first split, he was such a great jungler because that E-Star roster, they were playing around the success of Wink and Cryan, and everyone else was kind of into the background. Xiaobai facilitator, Xiaoxi, fantastic with playmaking supports, Wink and Cryan set up to succeed. This was a good roster. So, Cryan's history pretty much the same, right? Young Miracles start. I mean, he and Wei have been playing together for so long. Look at this, the whole history. Until it was Xiaolongbao there, and you know, Xiaolongbao in this split, like Cryan wasn't playing that much. And I think the biggest thing about this team was, I'm still reading chat by the way, success of Cryan, no wonder they lost in the first round. The thing about this team is, you know, I look at it and there are some big names here. There's a lot of development here. But it just, the pieces didn't kind of stick after spring. They were a team that, again, they were a great team fighting team, but it was very obvious to see what they did. Also, Lucky was coaching this team, and Lucky was on Royal Club for 2012 to 2014. So, yeah, Wei and Cryan have the same history. Wei and Cryan pretty much have the same history here. And it's fun to see that these guys have played together for, you know, coming up 3 years. So Wei and Cryan, you talk about synergy, well, through Young Miracles, through, well, we didn't have them here together on Royal Club, which is where Cryan went, but then over to E-Star, Wei and Cryan partner up. Xiaobai, remember, sub-top. Those guys have played together a lot. So Wei and Cryan have actually played together a shitload on the same team. Now, this is the fun one. Let's talk about Gala. You want to talk about Gala? So the reason that it's only game, the reason that this is fun is because there are a lot of people he's played with that have come and gone. Best 16, we remember from OMG, the Riven Jungle. I think he played 1 or 2 games on BLG as well, like last split or the year before. Fucking hilarious. Is Fantasy LOL a thing? Apparently there was one coming out from China. I don't know what's happened to it. Fantasy LEC, dude, throw me in. You can throw me in. Oi, Hoyd Hopper, exclamation mark, Discord. Throw it in there. Go throw it in the party palace. Yeah? Exclamation mark, Discord. And hop into my Discord if anyone doesn't join. Go and join right now. And go throw it in there. Feel free. Throw a link in there. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm going to do it for you. There we go. You've done it already. Good. Feel free. Join in Party Palace. Throw the link. If you want people to sign up for a fantasy LEC or whatever, people will do it. We've got a couple of fantasy people setting up for predictions and all that other kind of cool stuff in the Discord. So ask around. Feel free to chat through. And feel free to join up into the Discord. Anyone who hasn't followed the stream already, I'd appreciate it. Throw it down. I stream literally every day. So if you haven't tuned in yet, I'm going to be doing a lot more LPL stuff as we get closer. And as we kind of round out this stream, we've got another hour to go at least. But, getting, past the halfway mark, we're now into Gala. And Gala was, like, crucial to the teams he was in. Now, I don't know about Only Game, but Sino Dragon, dude, this team came through LDL Grand Final. They stuck together, right? They stuck together. Alone got the shit end of the deal. They stuck together. Whisper me, because I can't see bots. I have them almost all blocked. Oh, no. Can somebody whisper Freako the Discord link? You would be doing me a favor. Give it to Freako. So, with Sino Dragon, this was a team that Clement Chu coined when they got into the LPL. We had Chung Hong, who has now retired. Xiao Peng, we know, is still on TT, who is a great jungle, great niddly. Twyla's still there. Mark is now on BLG. Didn't have a great split. And, oh no. Now I have to alt-tab. What happened? Sarah tried to help. And you've been punished. I'm sorry. I need to change what Nightbot says, because I thought that was funny about 4 years ago. Now it's just very corny. Now it's very corny. Rip me. It's okay. Thank you. How's this music is so sensual and jazzy. But so, the best thing about Sino Dragon was how they played their compositions, right? They were a sword and shield style team. And this is where, like, SDG versus, who was it? Let's get out SKT. Sino Dragon, right? They came 6. Who did they verse? Top esports in 2019 spring playoffs. Versus top 2019 spring. Let's have a look. You're a clown. Stop linking or you'll be worse than Joe. Okay, nice. That was great. Top versus IG. No, I don't want that. Game 2 to 3. 7 views. Where are ours? Yeah, okay. There we go. Can you guys see this? Or no, you
like the fact that they have the pressure in the bottom lane. He was going to be hitting a few minions.
So
well done from that point of view, but
who's casting this?
He is so active here in this early game.
Niberia.
Let's go.
So this team relied on the prowess of Xiaopeng, but it was called Sword and Shield, right? If I want the real true. But this is easier to find. And so, by the way, this is when we had Shang Shang or XX in jungle. Knight had a 9 in front of his name. And we had Loken and Ben, which were kind of a shocking bottom lane. SDG were such a fun team to watch because every time it was the same comp, but you love to watch their team fighting. Sino Dragon were great. It is Raz. It is Raz and it is Niberia. And Sino Dragon, Chung Hong was always on frontline. He was always on frontlining. Xiaopeng was always on this playmaking disruptor. But the biggest thing is it was a support network around Gala. Sword and shield. The shield was Chung Hong. The sword was Gala. And so let's see if we can actually... Because I'm not sure... Did they win any team fights? Did they win any games? No, they got 0-3. Can we see and see how they play fights? Did they even get a chance to? That's the question. It is Raz though. Didn't Twyla also? I mean, Twyla is playing in the LPL, dude. This is the Zillion, man. Remember, this was the year that Top Esports almost got to Worlds. IG beat them out in Game 5. But look, Sino Dragon were a one-track team who destroyed in LDL, came to LPL though and got kind of figured out. They got to playoffs, which was great, but it was also, you know, oh well, wait, was that round 2? Was that round 2? Did they get through the first round? I can't remember. They did. They beat EDG. Let's look at the better game. EDG 2019 spring. And this is why, like, Clement was so good at coining this because Clement called it the sword and shield. And it's just so easy to put into your head. Oh. Iberia also did this one. I think he did the bottom side bracket. Did I actually... Maybe I did go past the team fight. See if it actually loads. Twyla's on TT, yeah. So... Oh, we had Ray top. Sorry, I'm just kind of gawking. And... Gala was set up to succeed on this team. I mean, like, he was the carry, right? Oh my god, I missed the hose. See, not the first time he's ulted into 3, but EDG didn't actually want to punish it. Highboy just like... He's been doing that for years, mate. He's been doing that for years. But again, like, you know, set up to succeed. Look, I mean, Mark's on Galio. We have Lysandra. Chung Hong, for the first time ever, is not on a Sion. He's on a Cassiopeia. It's a different comp. But anyway, you get the point. That was Sino Dragon. Gala really changed and developed, and he got into DMO. DMO were not a great team. Gala didn't look like a great AD carry on this team. But then in late 2020 summer, or at least halfway through, he joins RNG over Betty, because Betty was a big name coming from the LMS. But Betty sucked. Let's be quite honest. He was a bottom 380 carry. He did not look good on this team. And he's, you know, he now went to Rogue Warriors or something and didn't look good on there either. He really developed, and he came out in a big way on RNG. And then in the next year, I mean, here we are. It's great, right?
Thank you.
Thank you, Adols. Thank you for the follow. So I'm really impressed with how Gala's performed. And even though Miracle hates him, Gala, Rage Engage. Betty sucked in LMS. He wasn't great. Even though you don't like him, Miracle, Gala has gone from a one-track mine team that plays a sword and shield style composition, Chung Hong on tanks, Gala on carries, he's the sword, to getting figured out, to going on DMO and having a bit of a lull. He comes onto RNG and the environment suits him to succeed because he has that X factor, because he's always had that kind of X factor where he will take risks in order to make a great play. You can say that with anyone, right? But people like Betty won't do that. People like, who's another great example of an 80 carry that won't take risks? Maybe like Chocho in the past. No idea why LPL even picked him up. He was a converted jungler because NL retired. Is LPL going to split into 2 divisions? I hear there were rumors they wanted to have 2 divisions of 10 teams each a while ago. They started expanding from 2. Well, Freako, here's the thing is, like, they've talked about having 20 teams by 2020, and it is now 2021, and we're still on 17. So I don't know what they're going to do. It bothers me that we're still on 17. Maybe there's going to be a push for 20 in the next year, but I really don't know. I wish I did. But Gala has just developed so much, especially in the last year and a half. He's come such a long way, and I mean, I think I'm really proud to have him in the league, honestly. We'll finish up with Ming. Tabe, you guys should know. I mean, Poppy's been there for a little bit. Maybe not someone I really need to talk about. Nobody buying into the region. Fair. Yeah, we're back. Couldn't Flash Wars have just got another ADC? Well, Tabe in his famous video. We should watch it after this. You know, I was on desk with him at 2019's Spring Finals with Raz, and he was saying something about, I heard what they were going to do with draft, and I was like, no. I was like, come on, not again. Regular season Gala was legit the worst thing I've seen, and I've watched Nuclear. Okay. Secret Weapon, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna watch it after this. So, Ming also started on Young Miracles. Back when he played duo bot with Ning. Remember that Ning was an 80 carry. A flex, but Ning was an 80 carry, guys. Ning started as an 80 carry. Never forget. I love bringing it up because imagine how tongue-tied you would be. Okay, the bottom lane of Ning and Ming's going in. Ming's going in for the gauge. There's a dredge line from Ming. Ning actually gets the... what's he playing? Killer Instinct into the back line. The Void Seeker hits as well from Ning. Now Ming following up. Ming's going to go down first, though. While Ning's on the back line just trying to get out of there. Ning doesn't know where to go. He's lost his support in Ming. And now Ning has to find his way up. You'd just be fucking going all over the place. And then there's... Maybe there's a player called Ling. Right, he's mid lane. Ling's coming down, trying to save out Ning. Ning running to Ling, away from Ming. Ming's dead. While Ning is just trying to get out of there. Out of the other side, though, comes Fling. There's a player called Fling on the enemy team. Oh, that would be so fun. There's even a rumor. Wow, okay. Well, hey, if they were, good for them. You know. Guy got, yeah, Ing. Ling, Fling, Ning, Ming, Jing, Ping. Dude, I would, if I was a player, I'd call myself Ping. I'd be a top lane. And all I do is spam missing. Captain Flowers, rap god as well. He's a legend. Dude, Flowers in that final was sick. He just always delivers, right? That's what you know. That's what you love about Captain Flowers. And it's not a slight on any other caster. Captain Flowers, you just always know what you're going to get. You're going to get that power. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we got him! You know, like, he's so good. Spam missing, ping on missing. Yeah. So, Ming, Young Miracles start here with Ning. Right? Different Viper, by the way, guys. Different Viper. And he then joined, like, I guess not joined, but, like, he got joined by... Okay, I'm on Ning. Wait. He then joined into RNG, you know, away from that roster. That was when, you know, as you saw before, that was the Knight roster, the Bavoy roster who's gone missing. I mean, he went to EU one split, and I did not like Bavoy. Ning pings Ming, that's right. If Weiwei swaps to mid and joins RNG, that would be another one, true. Okay, who's... Wei, are you going for this? Which way? Oh, Weiwei. Weiwei? Yeah, no, not Wei, just Weiwei. Ah, okay. Which way? Oh, this way. Wei, me Wei. No, that way. Oh, Weiwei. No, Wei times 2. Oh, I'm Weiwei. Yeah, I'm Wei, you're Weiwei. Okay, so which way are we going? Oh my god, the names. Do a comedy sketch, just casting it. So... Ming on Young Miracles till 2016. They failed the promotion into the league with the Ning Ming bottom lane. He then joins RNG in 2017 onto a successful roster because remember that they, at that point, Mata went back to Korea. Mata went back to Korea at that point. You go back to Korea? I wonder what happened to him as a coach. He was coaching RNG in 2020. Didn't go too well. Where'd you go? 2016, KT. Okay, it went over to KT, yep. So they needed a new support. And that's where Ming comes in. He replaces Mata in 2017 spring. He's been with them ever since. 1, 2, 3 worlds. He was with them when they won MSI in 2018. You know, He's been a lot of part of the success. 2-time MSI Champion. 3-time Worlds attendee, where he hit top 4 in 2017. Like, in your 4 years in RNG, that's impressive. That's impressive. You're lagging so bad? Oh, no. Close mostly because of English pronunciations lose out on the tonality, true. Way minus way equals way. Yeah. Freako, how do you pronounce Langxing? Do you say... I mean, I know people just say Langxing. Because the biggest thing that gripes me is, like, with amateur casters or anyone, and this is a bit of flame. If you are going to cast the LPL, it doesn't matter if you do it, you know, paid or not paid or as a passion. You got to learn the player names properly. Is it Ju? Because I'm pretty sure I was told it's Langxing.
Langxing.
There you go. So Candace does all these.
Langxing.
I laugh when I hear Lang X. Yeah, Lang, and you hear Lang instead of Lang.
Langxing.
There you go. So Candace does that, right? But is it Xing or is it...
Langxing.
That sounds like Xing, not Xin. That sounds like... I'll type it in chat. That sounds like Lang Xing. Do I know Candace? That's what it sounds like to me. Yes, I talk to Candace like every couple of weeks. Candace used to come to me, especially around international tournaments, for some English like translations, and then I used to kind of just ask her a context of Chinese words. But the problem is, her English is amazing. Like Candace's English is insane. I talk to Candace, I talk to Teddy, I talk to Chamal, I talk to Jack, who does a bit of the LCK. Like those are the 4 people I talk to the most. What about any other casters? Do I talk to any other casters? But I mean, when we'd walk into the dressing room, I'd walk in and like, you know, say, you know, a lot of times see Wawa and Miller and like, they're all friendly guys. They're really all friendly guys. League me joke, okay. Do I practice Chinese regularly? Not as regularly as I'd like. I use Duolingo, but it's not really enough. It's the difference between that and personal private lessons is night and day. So to finish up, Ming just 2-time MSI champion in the span of 3 years, been on RNG for 4. This is his 4th year. I mean, that's success. Is Ming the best support in the LPL? I would say yes. I would say overall, yes. He and Mako have a lot of history. I mean, Mako is the franchise player of EDG. Xiaohu is the franchise player of RNG. Is there any way to get in on joining the LPL cast? You can always apply. I mean, I would say, like, look out for any job applications. I would say practice casting. Send your, you know, resume forward, because I know, let's be honest, with the LPL, there's always been that fluctuation of casters, so who knows what could happen in the future, right? You know, send your show. I mean, DM me on Twitter or Discord, up to you. If you want feedback on your casting, or any of that, I'm more than happy to give you some feedback, honestly. Best practice is to force yourself into spots either to learn or fail to communicate. Go shopping or refuse to try to use English. True. How does that even happen? I've been out of casting for a while. I mean, do a solo cast, record yourself, send it to me. You know, find amateur tournaments, record them, and like, I'm not the way for you to find LPL. I'm the way to give you some criticism. But at least, you know, if you show me you have the dedication, or if you want to learn, then in future, if something comes up, I can be like, hey, you know, there's something coming up you can apply for. Who was it? Is there someone in the chat here? I think it was Midnight who comes in a couple of times. I mean, last time there was an LPL interview up. I'm not going to open it on screen. But I said to him, I said, hey, because I know he's dedicated. He wants to learn more about casting. I said to him, thank you for the follow, VR. I said to him, I was like, hey, there's applications for LPL opening again. Give me your show reel. No rush. You used to cast conventions with Dagon? Oh, hell yeah. Cool, man. Like, unless you're Captain Flowers, if you don't have much in the way of history with casting, that's not true. That is not true. It's not about history. It is about ceiling, so potential, and it's also about dedication, and it's also about, you know, how good are you at the craft. I think LPL has been a very good breeding ground for a lot of new casters. Sure, like, there have been people who've come in who've had private history with EU Masters, right? We had Dagda, we had Munchables, we had Penguin come in, you know. But look, we brought in, so Lyric's a good example. Someone we brought in who had a coaching background, so he had expertise in the game. See if he knows general work going. I mean, yeah, true. Okay, you need a bit of a portfolio, I agree. But also think about potential, right? We had Mazel and we had, oh, it's killing me. Mad Magical come in for this split. Now, they've been doing some amateur stuff in the scene in America. But apart from that, like, they haven't been doing EU Masters. They haven't been doing another different league. They got an opportunity because they're talented guys who've really been working at the craft. Be a high-level analyst. I mean, there's lots of different ways. You can. My door's always open. Discord, Twitter. Send me a DM. Give me a show reel. And we can start the conversation, and I can give you more advice if you want. You know, that's all it is. Just advice. It's hard to get into casting, but if you have the dedication and passion, and that's what I had, and I just kept pushing. Frosk and Raz are gone. Sag. Yeah, they are gone from the LPL. But Raz is on LCS, bro, so that's good. Dude, he and Flowers, that cast have been so good. Or at least his desk work, I should say. His cast at Worlds last year was so good. Really bad partners with me, which kind of turned me away from going through with it. Well, then do something like a solo cast, or just show me anyway, because I'm listening for you, not your partners. But yeah, hang on. To wrap up this, Ming, Xiaohu, the longest standing members, Wei and Crine, like brothers that came from E-Star. Gala came from Sino Dragon originally. Xiaohu is the franchise player and has transitioned to top so well. And the history of this team is just great, of the individual players especially. You think about RNG that's been around, one of the oldest organizations in the LPL since 2012 December. You know, starting in 2013, Royal Club, 2013, 2014 Worlds. And RNG have just been that like standard, synonymous organization within the LPL. But yeah. So yeah.